What's up, y'all? We got some grief core overnight oats. Okay, so I've talked about how it seems like every piece of media that I encounter just makes me think of Riley and brings up themes about them and their life and their death. But sometimes things just smack me in the face with how much they remind me of Riley. And I just had the experience of opening TikTok. And TikTok, for those who don't know, most people know, a lot of people are watching this on TikTok, but like it will just start playing a video like right away, full volume, and you can kind of just get sucked into it. Especially the way most TikTok videos are like just someone's face right there. It's a very, very well designed to just get you looking and like engaged. But this TikTok that came up was basically more or less someone in an active state of psychosis and seemed kind of mania, and it was a video where it was impossible not to pathologize this person in ways I necessarily didn't want to, but it just was basically like reliving one of those types of conversations I had with Riley and experiencing them when they were highly paranoid and highly agitated, and also just like had so much to say and so much to express and wasn't quite making clear sense. So I watched this whole video. It was like 5 minutes. I mean, I'm about to talk for a few minutes on the internet. I'm not one to talk, like, even just because I'm chill and have this kind of friendly attitude doesn't mean I'm above being in an agitated state ever in my life or dealing with mental health stuff. So, no judgment, but this was, I would say, quite triggering to watch and just made me think so much. And in some ways, like, it was just a person kind of doing a kind of political society type rant, and they were talking about how they're actually about to go into the psych ward, and so they were talking about their struggles. But in some ways, and a lot of people in the comments even, like, they saw this more as a person just, like, taking a little soapbox moment, like, letting the thoughts that they've been thinking out, which I think is great. But there was one moment where they basically blamed themselves for giving Steve Jobs a tumor. And that was just the point where I just like, huh? And just my brain really oriented myself to times when Riley had like taken on the guilt for something that was impossible for them to be guilty of. And so that was what really keyed me in to how much this reminded me of Riley, and also that this was more of like someone in an enhanced state and like dealing with a lot. And it just really made me feel for them, especially it's someone who like had 30,000 TikTok followers because their music. And I'm sure like I don't know what to think. Like, I'm sure it feels good for them to be able to share their thoughts and what's on their mind. And it's funny, this video just came up, but it was actually posted a few days ago. And since then, they've continued to post a lot of videos in rapid succession. So it seems like they're still struggling a bit, but maybe they're feeling better. It's really, I don't know what to think, and I don't need to know what to think, but it makes, yeah, it just makes me, I guess it made me triggered is the main thing. And also just made me feel a lot of sympathy, and to have proximity to an event like that and to experience similar things with Riley. And, but also people in the comments were being very nice and supportive, and sometimes offering help or suggestions, and sometimes just, making sure that this person felt listened to. And I don't know, it was interesting. Yeah, I just had to talk about it, I guess. But as someone who makes things and posts them on social media, it is kind of fascinating, like, the ways that mental illness can intersect and just are. I don't even know if saying mental illness that way is the right way. Just like there's parts of my psyche that I've really shown off that I'm not even maybe aware of in doing this, and that's part of the fun. But it's also like, gosh, what if I have someday have a manic episode and I just am like making wild videos or wild slobcores? And thankfully, I know, like, I've talked about this worry with people that I love, and like people know that I'm okay receiving like, hey, I'm worried about this, or those types of messages. But mainly I just have anxiety, so I'm gonna worry, but that's all right, nothing wrong with that, except when it gets annoying. Anyway, I'm losing steam. I am going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth forever. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.